Dylan has plenty of arm strength. I think he's been inconsistent.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think Shedeur has been mostly accurate on his good ones. When it leaves his hand, you know. So they are very tradable, both Pickett and Flacco. Any other quarterback, they're way at the bottom end.
Senior reporter Zac Jackson just made headlines by calling Shedeur Sanders the best quarterback to come out of the Browns training sessions. According to Jackson, Sanders has been standing out from the start, showing a skill level that puts him ahead of the rest. Meanwhile, Dillon Gabriel has struggled with shaky performances throughout camp, leaving fans and analysts questioning whether he belongs in the league. Jackson added fuel to the fire by saying that by week 4, the Browns will likely have to name their starting quarterback. With only 3 weeks left before the real games begin, the heat is on. Jackson is all in on Sanders, praising his calmness and sharp play during the early days of camp. As the countdown continues, the big question remains: will the Browns stick with experience, or let Sanders take over? In a twist, Browns GM Andrew Berry commented on the idea of trading one of their quarterbacks. While discussing future plans, Berry said that if the right deal comes in, the team may pull the trigger. But he hinted that it would more likely involve one of the older QBs, not the rising talent like Sanders.
He gets the chances with the first, and he always jumps in the first. Like they do a run-through drill, and there's only enough guys for 3 units. So Pickett gets 2, and Dillon gets 2, Flacco gets 1, Shedeur gets 1. But, you know, as far as them seeing, you know, what I see,
Zac Jackson isn't buying the idea that Shedeur Sanders or Dillon Gabriel are on the trade block anytime soon. While GM Andrew Berry left the door slightly open, Jackson made it clear: no team is realistically in a position to make a serious move for either young quarterback this season. Instead, he believes if the Browns trade anyone, it'll be one of the veterans. Those older QBs have clearer value to other teams, and Cleveland might use that to get a better return. That means the vets could be on the move soon, but for now, Jackson sees Sanders and Gabriel as safe and very much in the mix. And when it comes to Shedeur Sanders, Jackson didn't hold back. He praised his throwing mechanics, quick release, and overall skill set. In Jackson's eyes, Sanders is simply playing better than anyone else in that QB room right now. But here's where it gets messy. Despite clearly standing out, Sanders hasn't been given many first-team reps. Dillon Gabriel has been getting a few chances with the starters, but most of his action has come with the second and third teams.
the thing I'm really watching with Shedeur, not just this week, but more the next couple of weeks, is can he earn some chances? Because when you're out there with XFL guys,
right,
undrafted rookies, it's going to be hard. And Dillon, based on where he was drafted and based on mini campaign yesterday, is getting chances occasionally with the ones, but more with the...
NFL Hall of Famer Louis Riddick has entered the conversation. And when he talks, people listen. Riddick called Shedeur Sanders the most talented quarterback on the Browns roster, saying that after just one training session, it was obvious Sanders has the tools to surpass everyone else. Riddick, who's evaluated talent for decades, believes that if Sanders is given the same chances as the other QBs, he could quickly become the most dynamic player on the entire team. But Riddick didn't give blind praise. He also sounded the alarm. While he's convinced Sanders is more gifted than the other quarterbacks, he warned that talent alone isn't enough. The real issue, Riddick said, is how many first-team reps Sanders actually gets. Despite clearly being the most impressive QB in the room, Riddick is worried the Browns might hold him back. And if Cleveland doesn't start giving Sanders equal opportunities, his shot at proving he belongs as the starter could be wasted, no matter how good he looks right now.
How many reps does Shedeur get? How many reps does he get in team? How many reps does he get in the games? How many 2-minute situations? How many of those situations that allow a coach to say, hey, look, I have a good feeling for what this guy can bring to the table, and therefore I'm comfortable putting him in? I would venture to say he's going to get very few.
Louis Riddick didn't hold back when talking about the internal politics happening inside the Browns organization. He made it clear that while Shedeur Sanders has clear talent, there's a major roadblock in front of him: team politics. Riddick said because Sanders was taken later in the draft, the Browns might favor other quarterbacks, especially Dillon Gabriel, who's already more settled into the system. According to Riddick, even if Sanders keeps proving he's the best quarterback during training, the team could still push Gabriel forward simply because of draft status and familiarity. Kimberly backed up Riddick's take and added her own view on the situation. Like Riddick, she believes Sanders is the most talented QB on the roster, but she also warned that talent isn't enough to lock down the starting job. Kimberly said Sanders still has a lot to show during camp, especially when competing against Dillon Gabriel and Joe Flacco. She made it clear Sanders needs to fully understand the playbook and prove he can command the offense, not just rely on his natural skill. These next few weeks will be huge for Shedeur, who must not only lead but completely outshine the others if he wants to force the Browns to hand him the keys.
I think that the ceiling is high for Shedeur. I'm a big fan of his, but he has to come in and just grasp the offense before we even talk about what he can do for the Cleveland Browns and leading them to glory and all that. He hasn't even, there are 4 quarterbacks in that room.
As the weeks roll on and the pressure builds, one thing is becoming clear. Shedeur Sanders has the talent, but whether the Browns will actually let him shine is a whole different battle. Between internal politics, draft status, and veteran favoritism, the road to QB1 isn't just about performance. It's about power plays behind the scenes. Subscribe to our channel for the latest updates, insider breakdowns, and full coverage of the Browns quarterback drama as it unfolds.